defensive backs today. It looked like they kind of flying around today.
Yeah, it was, it was a good, solid day, good competition. We enjoy the everything that we see from our offense. So it's a lot to, we do a lot. They do a good amount. Our install kind of slowed down. Felt like the guys today, maybe looked the most comfortable that we've looked so far. So just got to continue to chase that and see if we can stack some of those types of days. Enjoyed the practice and thought those guys played well.
Has Christian stood out to you at all with the way he's played?
Yeah, Christian is, I think he's practicing like what we thought he could be. Watching his film, watching his 4 years of film, sort of a lot of different clips, and just talking to a couple of people that coached him in college, and really just try to find out a lot about him as we were going through that process. He's an ultra competitor. He's really talented. When he's comfortable, when he trusts, sort of just kind of how he's being taught, what he's being told. I'm confident that he'll perform well this year, and I know he's got I don't even know if it's a chip. He's got a boulder on his shoulder, and he's in to prove it. He really wants to prove people, and I was like, just prove us right. Don't worry about proving everybody wrong. We believe in you. We have a lot of confidence in him to play well this year, and he's on a great track to do that right now.
When you say he's practicing like the player you guys thought he could be, what do you say?
I just think he's a versatile corner that when able to mix up his coverages and do different things, he's got a really good sense. Played on a great defense in college. Has had some good productive years in the NFL. Has started a lot of games. And so I think the whole operation here with Coach Herb and Coach Harbaugh, kind of how we practice, how we went about our business in the offseason with Coach Herb, I think all that has helped him, some of the things that he may have dealt with in the past. So far, so good, and just look forward to him to continue to stack days. Really, really happy that we have him, and I'm excited about the year I think he can have.
Where are you at in the process of sort of developing Derwin's role in the defense? How much have you sort of?
Yeah, it's right now I think it's still teaching him a lot of the defense from a concept standpoint. He's dove into that, and really happy with him. Really proud of him wanting to know sort of how it all fits together, which will allow him, I think, to be able to do some different things and do it at a level that it's not just like a week to week, here's your job. Like, hey, you're going to go play this position. You know how to play this technique. You know how to play these coverages. And so I think he's just done a great job learning kind of how everything fits, whether he's playing safety, nickel, dime, all the different positions. He's done a great job of just learning kind of the concepts and learning, what other people around him are doing, which I think in turn, as we go week to week, we try not to create a defense every week. We try to do things within the framework of our system, but manipulate it enough to move people around that hopefully it presents different sometimes to other people. So just excited about him, and there's really nothing he can't do. So just excited to kind of see how that continues to progress.
You've talked about sort of using the spring and summer to find the best five. Mm-hmm. How close do you feel like you are to that at this stage?
Right now, I think it's all still situational, so I don't know that there's just hey, these five guys. There's certain guys in depending on the offensive personnel that may match better. So, I think there's, I think we do have two established safeties. The guys that have. Derwin's been an All-Pro, Pro Bowler, top 100 player, all the accolades. I think Alohi played really well and has really established himself within this organization, within our defense. And so it's like for us, it's that third safety, which we've talked about. And then, I do think that Zont, Christian, Jasir have played really well up to this point for what we're asking them to do. I'm excited to continue to see Cam, Tarheeb, see what they can get to. Every day is new for them right now, and I sort of expect a little bit of the up and down with rookies trying to figure it out. But just happy with, when they have some good plays in a row, it's good to be able to say, hey, look, you can do this. You can do these things. And the more those guys will be able to do, the better that depth will be. And, maybe down the road, hey, they'll be pushing those guys, And so I just expect the competition to keep going, but happy with really where all those guys are at on their individual situation,
You mentioned third safety. Where's that competition at? We've seen AJ in, we've seen JT
I think
in there.
AJ and JT and Tony and the rookies, they're all competing hard there. AJ's a guy that guys have confidence in. He's made some plays in practice. He communicates really well. He's got comfort out there. JT really flashes too, that he can make plays, that he can use his athleticism, use his length. And so I think even that, it could potentially, what do we really want that guy to do? They have different strengths and weaknesses in their game. So happy with where those guys are at, and then Tony's pushing both of those guys too, and kind of trying to make his mark as we keep going, as he kind of really gets into the football, after not playing for a while. I think I think we're really starting to see him get back to what I think he can be. So yeah, it's an open competition. All those guys bring different things to the table, and once again, for each situation, try to have the best of the group on the field.
With the interior defensive line, you got in a better look with pads in the last couple of days. Where do you think they kind of stand at this point?
I'm excited about that group. I think it's a hungry, some guy I'm really excited about Puna Ford. I think he can be a really, really good player for us and what we ask him to do. I think he's got a well-rounded game that can stop the run. He's also good against the pass. So I'm A++ so far with that signing. Tito and, Morgan and Scott, I think those guys are all capable players, all capable of going out there and doing what we want them to do, all doing a great job. I think Justin's on the rise as well in that group. Mike Elston does a phenomenal job with those guys. And I think, I'm confident that room will give us what we need to be able to play the type of defense that we want to play.
Have you spent much time with Khalil and Joey to be able to, recognize their dynamic together, what they're like?
Yeah, I enjoy spending time with those guys. Khalil Khalil's just one of the best football people I've ever been around, man. He takes his game so serious. He's a leader. He's got this humbleness about him, but yet he's probably one of the most competitive people I've been around. And so you can see why he's who he is, right? Why he's played the way he's played. Shout out to him. I think he was just named one of the top 25 college players of the last 25 years, coming from Buffalo, which is pretty special. And then Joey, I think he's a really good influence on Joey. And Joey's really competitive too. He's really, really hungry right now to be great. Those guys really kind of push each other. And so I'm super excited about the dynamic there and what I think those guys can do within our defense, for our defense. And, I'm just excited to continue to progress with them, continue to try different things and see what our best stuff can be, given each situation. And, it's a great place to start to have the type of talent that we have there.
What was it like to watch them up close in pads for the first time, both live and then on tape?
Yeah, it's just kind of what you thought it would be, watching a lot of their tape over the last couple of years, and just talking to them, I like I said back in OTAs, just the respect of them coming in the off-season program, and you kind of, okay, we want to kind of get the vibe, get the feel, learn some of the defense, kind of see what this is like. And then when those guys get into training camp, they're really you can sense that switch goes off. And now we're really, we're 40 something days away from playing a game. We're getting ourselves ready. And so just great guys that love to compete, that want to do everything right, that want to win every rep, And so we just got to do a really good job of getting them to the game and getting them healthy, ready, pushing each other in practice, but also taking care of each other. And just look forward to those guys, having those guys this year.
Who has impressed you the most since Pat's went on?
Man, that's a tough one. just kind of seeing, those guys that you were like, man, what's this really going to look like? Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Thule, like practices, really, really, really well, really the right way. Seeing our D-line, seeing Puna Ford with pads on and kind of, yeah, man, that looks really good. And then seeing it look really good when he has pads on too. That's really where my eyes go. And I think when we have pads on is the line of scrimmage. And, hey, are we going to be able to do the things? Are we going to be able to, defend the run the way we need to defend the run? And then also, obviously, I'm confident that those guys will be able to tee off and pass rush. So it's like just seeing how we're able to play the run and do those types of things. Seeing Denzel Perryman come downhill and strike people, that's fun to watch. So just excited about all the guys with pads on.
Inside linebacker, Denzel and Daiyan have gotten a bulk of the work, if not all the work, with the starters. What do you like about them as a pairing, and do you feel like you sort of settled on a
Yeah, I
pairing
think
there?
those guys are doing really well. Denzel is a great Mike linebacker, leader, physical, kind of brings a tone-setting mentality for that room for the defense. Daiyan is a athletically really gifted. Talked about that before. So I think they complement each other well in kind of their game. They're both capable of being really physical. Daiyan's got some really elite coverage skills, just with his background, all the different positions he's played, sort of as he's got to where he's at. And Denzel has been doing it at a high level for a long time. So you can tell with a guy like that, similar to those older guys, like once the pads go on and once they get into that camp mode, like, wow, this is impressive to see. And then the younger guy, Daiyan, like, hey, just keep going. Every day is still learning, but he takes days and stacks them on each other, and he's doing well. And I think Nick and Troy are also doing really well in that room. And I wouldn't say that's, hey, they got that deal. I think those guys are pushing them. They're performing well. And it's a good room right now. A good balanced room with good depth, and excited about what we have in there.
Would you get on Daiyan at all about the interception he almost had today?
Yeah, those are the types of plays that we got to make, And we had seemed like a few today, which close. There's been a few the last couple of days. Like the difference in us being at one spot or, up here is making those types of plays. Taking the ball away is the number one factor that we can, I think, lead to our success as a team and particularly as a defense. So just continue to harp. I know he can make those plays. We actually saw a clip of him from college today in a meeting, and he flipped his hips, made a great interception. And so I know he can make them. It's just going out there and not getting in those moments and trying to do too much. Just make the plays that come your way, and excited that he'll make those plays as we go.
Thomas Harper today. What do you like about him? What has he shown you so far in camp? And
Yeah, Harp's having a good camp. I think it started in the offseason program. Brings some position flexibility with the ability to play back, play nickel, big nickel, regular nickel, play safety. So he's doing a really good job. Similar to probably all the rookies. Kind of mentioned this with Tarheeb and Cam. Like, there's going to be a little bit of the up and down of just, man, every day is this grind and this and it's mental. It's not that they can't do it physically. It's just, can you lock in and be at your best every rep? That's what it takes to be successful at this level. And so he's flashed. He made some nice plays today, and look forward to him just getting a chance to practice with other team, getting a chance to play in games, kind of seeing how that really shakes out.
Then obviously you guys have the 4 edge rushers in Bud, Thule, Joey, and Khalil. Where does Chris Rumpf fit into that room?
I've been really excited about Chris since we came back. He's a guy that in the offseason program was around and learning, and you could kind of sense his attitude and energy, so consistent at a high level every day. And now that he's out there with pads on, man, that's what I was hoping to see. And he's having a really good camp so far. He plays long. He uses his tools really well. I think he's progressing the right way. And it's great to have another guy. Stuff happens here in the past with guys, and so you certainly, hey man, in a perfect world, all 17 games, those 4 guys are rocking, and that's what we hope for, that's what we plan for. But at the same time, I think Chris is a great option to give those guys some spells at times, play some depth. I know the special teams guys love him, and he's having a really good camp as well.